goodness. Hello everyone, listen, welcome to episode 41 of Food for Thought, and this is a little bit different. Most of all my previous videos was about, in fairness, food in general, but this one is a metaphor, and it's one that I heard many years ago, and I just thought it might be interesting, as times we're in, to maybe share again. A professor in America was heading to college one day, and he brought with him a number of items. He brought a jar, he brought a packet of liquid all sorts, one of my favourites actually, a packet of Skittles, some sea salt, and a bottle of Irish Jameson whiskey. He went into the class, he put them under his desk, and when the students came in, he started. So, just bear with me for a second. Okay, sorry about the brief pause, folks. Back with you. So, in fairness, here was the jar, and he said to the students, "This is the jar of life. This is your life. And let's imagine how the future of your life runs from here. I'm going to get licorice all sorts. So I have a packet here, and I'm going to put them into the jar. Yeah, lovely sweet, by the way. Here we are, packet just in. There we go. Okay, so he held up the jar and he asked the students, was the jar full? And they said, yes sir, it is. So he paused for a little while and he picked up a packet of Skittles. He started to shake these into the jar. So there's the Skittles gone in. You see the coloured ones there. So yet again he asked them, is the jar full? They agreed yet again. Yes, of course it's full. Then he picked up sea salt and he shook sea salt, quite a lot of it, in through the jar, shaking it yet again. He asked for a third time, is the jar full? The student said, yes it is, sir. With that, he picked up a small glass of Jameson whiskey. Beautiful whiskey. Poured it into the jar. Then he asked, final time, is the jar full? They agreed. He explained to the students that the jar is your life, and it's your future life as you come out of this university. The all sorts the licorice all sorts represents your family, your health, your fate, and indeed yourself. The Skittles, it's work, hobbies, holidays, the likes of those sort of things. And the sea salt is the small stuff. You know, it's promotions, clothes, jewellery, card, the likes of that. And the point he was making was that if you fill your life with the small stuff in the beginning, the stuff not that important, the jar fills up very quick, your life fills up very quick. And in fairness, there's no room for the stuff that's really important, which is your family, yourself, your health. And keeping that in mind, that's why we went through this metaphor today. One of the students asked, Jackie was her name actually, one of these girls always asked questions. She said, excuse me sir, you never mentioned a whiskey. And he said, you're right Jackie, trust me to forget that. The point I'm trying to make is, no matter how full your life is, always make time for a nice glass of whiskey. Okay, thank you for listening. See you next time. Bye. Actually, just a quick one, folks. I forgot to mention, and I think it's very important to mention, it's probably in around 20 years ago when I shared that metaphor with two tremendous friends at the time. I was still two great friends from Bray, and coincidentally that particular year they were scheduled to get married, and the bride, Carol, asked me would I read the metaphor from the pulpit at our wedding. Well, I was quite surprised, and I said, listen, you better check with the priest whether it would be allowed or not. And so in fairness, I tweaked it to match both herself and her husband to be, Ross. In fairness, I knew Ross at the time was very fond of flashy cars, and Carol was very fond of everything else that was flashy. So they're a lovely couple. So listen, I did. it went down very well at the wedding. And one of the strange things, actually, after coming out of the church, the priest approached me to see could he get a copy of it, because he reckoned there was so much meaning within it. And there's no doubt, I'd say, as I said, I'm still great friends with those people, and they have a wonderful family, 3 kids. They really seem to have lined up all their ducks in the right way. So maybe that metaphor did help on their wedding day. So listen, talk to you again. Bye.